Look how green everything is. It's just so green now. Practically overnight. Today is fishing opener for Minnesota, which is kind of like a holiday here. The state of Minnesota is like fishing opener and deer season opener is like 2 extra holidays in this state. So it's morning, and because it's fishing opener and it tends to get really crowded around here during that time, I want to get everything done that I can get done so that Monday, when everyone's gone back to Minneapolis, St. Paul, or wherever it is they come from, and left all their money here, Candy and I then can get out and do our own fishing and camping. And I'm just about done here with my new backyard campsite. Everything dried out really nice. Got the concrete, I didn't get the rust stains or the divots or anything like that out, but it did come out pretty good. I want to get some yard work done. I got some trees there's little tiny ones, that kind of blew over in the storm on that area I've been working on out front of the house, that little area next to the road. I want to get the little chainsaw out, my little Echo chainsaw out, and get them cut up, get the roots dug out. You can kind of see the two I'm talking about. They're leaning like that. I think now that I look at them, they were both dead anyway, which I didn't realize when I was working around them. But yeah, it looks like they were. Guess I didn't really pay attention. So I get them dug out. Yeah, this was dead too. Heck, I might not even need the backhoe to get these out. I just kick them with my foot, they'll come right out. We got a lot to do in the next couple of days. So best get started. Look how green everything is. All the trees are finally filling out. Nice. a Polanski tool. Polanski? Heck, while I was at it, I went ahead and cut the whole 5-acre property. I'm glad I looked because we had so much rain. Had I waited till next week, I'd have had to do it like intermittently because the grass was already like over 3 inches tall. Like I said, it goes quick. Look how green everything is. Look how nice and green everything is. All the treetops are filling out. Yeah, I'm gonna have to I get everything done as quickly as possible. I want to take the boat out, get it running for the first time. I'm kind of anxious. I did take a trip down to the public access down the street. I'm glad I didn't go. There was, even for a small lake like that one, well, medium-sized lake, there was like no parking. So yeah, I've gone when it's been like that before. And what I've generally done is I've just backed the boat down from the street, because when you get to the end of the access where you put your boat in, sometimes there's boat trailers and trucks parked around in such a fashion that you can't make a turn to back your boat up, so you have to back it all the way down from the street. I've done that, but I'm not so gung-ho anymore these days. You know, I'm retired, I can wait. And I don't mind waiting. And you know, I don't mind when there's a lot of people down there either, because they're usually so nice, and most of the time they're pretty courteous. Every once in a while you'll get an aggressive fisherman, you know, that's trolling, and he's not gonna move out of his trolling lane. And you know what? You just work around those people. But Candy has spent the whole last few days working in 2 of our 3 gardens, and they're coming out really nice. See here, she has weeded this whole garden. This is the well garden. She's weeded the whole doggone thing. I don't know what she's gonna plant in here. Oh, here's our old rusty well pipe that's corroded. I gotta get it out of here. But see our apple trees coming in really nice? Really nice. This treat here, I don't know the name of it. Candy does. Apple crisp sounds familiar, but we get a ton of apples off of that particular tree. And we just planted 2 more out in what is now known as the equipment shed. So she's been doing a lot of work over here in the orchard garden. And again, you know, one day, probably soon, I'll let her tell you exactly what's going on. But it's really looking good. There's another apple tree. This apple tree doesn't do well here because it's not zoned for our area. But it did well like for 2 years. And yeah, we're hoping for the best, but it doesn't look that good. This one is zoned for our area, and it's doing really well. So everything's looking like a garden now. These are those Nanking cherry bushes that get those little tiny cherries on them. These are our wild plum trees. They go crazy. They do really well up here. But oh, I see these are starting to bud out now. Let me show you. See that? Usually where all those little flowers are, there'll be a little tiny cherry pop up on them. They're really sweet cherries too. Although they're small, they're really sweet, and you get a lot of them. So this is a Lodi apple tree. It's done really well. It does really good up here. Candy makes applesauce with it. These are all our blueberry bushes, and we get a lot of blueberries off of these. She's treated them, and yeah, year in, year out, they produce really well. Some onions. This is Candy's rose bush. She gets a lot of rose hips, I guess, from this bush. And these are all different berry bushes and things like that. She's planted her onions and her potatoes. So I saw her doing that. More berry bushes here. This is obviously garlic. More berry bushes, elderberries over here. She put another gopher stopper here, I see. They seem to work pretty well so far. Let's hope it stays that way. Again, a great time to be in Minnesota. I spent a considerable time also after I finished cutting grass, picking up all the debris from the trees after the ginormous rain and windstorm. They're starting to bud out, some faster than others. But I took, all the sticks and debris and just tossed them in the woods over there, and then took my leaf blower and blew all the leaves with all the rest of the debris out of here to make that park-like setting that I like so well. These are our lilac bushes. Look at all the suckers on this thing. Look at that. Big old lilac bush here with all these suckers. This all we planted by, the plants were like sticks when we first planted them many years ago, and they've really taken off. And they get the beautiful lilac flowers on them, but they don't last long. But they sure smell good, and they're nice to look at while they last. This is a lot of work to clear this land here. Like I said, it used to look like that. But it's pretty easy to maintain. It takes obviously a considerable amount of time to maintain, but it's worth it. So I think in the next few days, we're going to take the Kodiak out again and do some more Minnesota traveling and go some more awesome places, I think. We just going to play it by ear. In the meantime, one of my neighbors built himself a deer stand, and there's a place out way in the country, even further out than here, he wants to put it. So I need to break out the Kubota, put the forklifts on it, get my trailer out. We're gonna help him get that deer stand to where it needs to go. It's time to go move that deer stand. instructions. Make sure your implement is secured. We're going to have to rake it out again.
Weeks now. You can see how big these birds get fast. They're fast growing Cornish cross. Their favorite activity is eating. And that will be our activity too here in about another month, or well, about 2 months maybe. So they're doing well. I'm gonna clean out the chicken coop hopefully this upcoming week, and next week get them in that big coop because they're getting a little crowded in here. They foul up the litter quite quickly, so I got to refresh it quite often. And they're doing good. Haven't lost any. Sometimes you do, but they're looking good. It's kind of fun to watch them. Sometimes I come in here just to watch them. So anyway, thanks for watching.